Howdy dudes, dudettes, and Doritos. About 4 months ago I hit 4.5 thousand subscribers and I decided to host a contest. It has been 4 months only because I gave a really long extension, but finally here are the results. But before we get too far in this, I want to explain my judging system, especially since I allowed for so much creative freedom in this. First, I go through all the artworks and choose the ones that speak to me the most. You know, the artworks that just have a lot of emotion or convey something special that just attracts my attention. Second, I sort through those, now looking for composition and other creative techniques done well throughout. Usually that lowers it down to the final 10 mentions, but this time it didn't, so I added step 3. Step 3 is where I enter into my own contest, making my own artwork for the mood board. This will help me see the mindset of the artist and a few different ways the prompt could be viewed. I won't be sharing the artwork partially because I never finished it, and also because it's kinda ugly. Anyways, now that you know that, let's get right into the honorable mentions. Our first honorable mention is Toffee. Toffee made this sculpture with clay. I make clay dragons quite a bit, and I know very well how difficult it is to make details and colors the way you imagine. Toffee made this so well. All the details are so clear and just simply beautiful. I'm also really interested in the character's backstory. What does the key open, and what is the skull from? It is such an interesting character. Thank you, Toffee, for entering. Next, we have this gorgeous artwork from Tofu Draws. This artwork is titled Light of God. Not only is the composition amazing, but the meaningfulness of the artwork really caught my attention. The composition of the artwork follows the rule of thirds, which is simple yet so effective. The flow is also very nice. I love the balance. Only one side shows the character and the other shows the light. One half in light and the other in shadow. Overall, the artwork is very unified, and the artwork also represents finding God when lost in sin. The character is shown lost in the dark, a rainy forest, and found peace in the light. I find the message so meaningful. Thank you so much, Tofu, for entering. These next two entries I combined into one. Evergreen and Mosquito entered two wonderful designs. Mosquito designed a light tan dragon. The lighter colors and lesser accessories contrast so nicely with Evergreen's darker and more accessorized design. These artworks together look fantastic. I would love to see the two in the same artwork. I really love the balance between them. Thank you so much, Evergreen and Mosquito, for entering. The next mention comes from Starry Shower. This design is, whoa, really epic. At first glance, the design is so intriguing. All the floaty bits and pieces stitched together is so interesting. And I would argue that the backstory makes it even better. They lived their life too fast. They wanted the seasons to change. They wanted to be older, not enjoying the life they had. As they wished time passed, they yearned for when they were younger, for the good old days. This cycle kept going and going until a day came where they eventually fell apart, both mentally and physically. Years passed, and the rainy days didn't seem to cease. They were slowly growing insane, yearning for the past once more. They started collecting and wearing vintage comforts such as socks and scarves, and eventually started putting themselves back together, although this only made them look horrifyingly stitched together. Thanks for the memories. To be honest, that hit a little too close to home. In youth, we always want to be older, and in age, we miss our youth. It is a tragic story that I know so many can relate to. This design and story just gives me chills. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Starry Showers, for joining. Up next, we have a story from Zona. The story is long, so I won't read it all, but if you would like to, which I highly recommend, here is the full version. I will just be summarizing. We are first introduced to Gray, an Athenium which in this world is basically an owl person. Gray is relaxing and reading their book before being startled by thunder. However, Gray would again soon be lost in the story, with rain pouring outside. A few hours later, Athene, one of Gray's roommates, enters the scene, asking why Gray is still awake in broad daylight. The pair discusses the ruckus in the other room caused by another roommate, Scops, who is fighting in their sleep. The pair decides to wake up Scops, and in the process also wakes up the final roommate, Elba. The next part of the story takes a less lighthearted approach, describing a strange moving darkness when Gray tries to sleep, yet cannot be seen when they open their eyes. Gray, when closing their eyes at night, saw light and shadows swirling, but the room around is completely normal when they open their eyes. This causes Gray to sleep with the lamp on for the next few days. The story cuts off with the group packing up and leaving. Zona did an amazing job with the word choice in this story. The different tones and moods flow together very, very nicely, and I would love to see more of the story. Zona also gave some background information about the world building, but the world building in the story itself was so good, I don't think I really needed it. Overall, great job, Zona, and thank you so much for sharing. Next, we got a musical entry from Artistic Amethyst. Let's take a listen. The song fits the mood and tone of the mood board so well, and the song is just so pretty and calm. Overall, it just matched the board so well, and it sounds incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. Avalanche_Icewing created this incredible artwork. I absolutely adore the composition, specifically the use of balance and contrast. Not only is each side evenly distributed with light and dark tones, but the shape language has wonderful contrast as well. The spirit dragon uses sharper and straighter shapes, and the living dragon has much softer and rounder shapes. The owl in the middle also gives a sort of in-between to these contrasts, as it has more midtones and a good mixture of both sharp and soft shapes. Another thing I really love about Avalanche's artwork is the emotion and tone of the work. The spirit shines so brightly in this dark space, and the tears in the eyes of the living dragon are such a beautiful touch. Thank you so much, Avalanche Icewing, for joining. And now we have the winners. Let's review the prizes. Third place will receive a headshot of their chosen character. Second will get a full body painting of a character of their choice. And first place will win an adopt of any species and theme and a free commission of their choice. This could be an experimental portrait, environmental painting, a chibi, etc. The list is shown on screen. Third place winner and the one who gets a headshot is Blueberry Pancakes. I cannot play the music due to copyright, however I will link the full video in the description. This picture music video follows a tale of grief with beautiful visuals and amazing environmental design. I especially love the starry skies in the background in this scene. The darker silhouette of the dragon with the huge bright stars is just such a pretty scene. I also love the use of complementary colors in this picture music video. Most of the artwork is in oranges and yellows, however water, tears, and most importantly the dragon that is being grieved is painted in vibrant blues and teals. This use of color is so unique and could have so much meaning behind it. Again, I will link the video in the description since it is just not the same without sound. So please go watch it, and thanks so much Blueberry Pancakes for joining this contest. In second place and the winner of a full body artwork is Sparrow Draws Wild. Sparrow submitted a poem along with an artwork. The poem reads, "Calls from an owl pierce the night. All is quiet but the gentle dripping of rain on soft leaves. Last rays of sun give way to moon over water. Many stars shine bright on this night. Stars spread above me and great lakes spread below. I welcome the calm." The artwork along with the poem just makes such a wonderful and serene tone. I love the autumn leaves and the pale moon in the background. Composition-wise, this is also very well done. The painting has a clear focal point, and the leading lines make the artwork flow smoothly, and the composition just complements the poem and mood boards so well. I can almost feel the artwork, and I love that I can empathize and experience the artwork. This is something that I could stare at all day, and it just feels like a fresh breath of autumn air. Thank you so much, Sparrow Draws Wild, for sharing this artwork. I will have their DeviantArt linked in the description. Now the first place winner, and winner of both an adopt and a commission, is none other than Zenica. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, correct me. This PMV is so gorgeous. It is full of emotion and follows such an interesting story. Again, I cannot play the music, so I will link the video in the description, so please go watch the video. It is so worth the full experience. Some of my favorite scenes in this is, firstly, this scene here, which I believe is the thumbnail, though I may be mistaken. But the two characters swirling around one another and the one falling has just so much emotional impact, and has really strong compositional foundation. I also really love this scene with the heart on fire and flowers falling out of the ribcage. It's just so intriguing. I really want to learn more about the story so I could know what this symbolizes. It is so beautiful, and yet the images is one of pain. The last few frames illustrate these symbols clearly and ends the picture music video with both all necessary resolution, but also adds a cliffhanger showing that the story does not end there. The entire video follows an arc, complete with even a climax. Another thing I would like to address is the color palette. The background and characters themselves are mostly all beige, tan, and brown. In most picture music videos, the focus is on the characters. However, here the characters seem to blend in comfortably with the background. Zeneca adds a super unique twist by having the focus be on the symbolism, especially the fire and the flowers. This is a spectacular concept, and I would really love to learn more about the story. Thank you, Zeneca, so much for joining and sharing your talents. Every single artwork gave me so much joy. I tried to find the least used type of mood board for this contest, and I love seeing all the creativity. There were so many other artworks that I really wanted to show, and so many I wanted to talk about. I have a lot to say about all the artworks, and since I love these so much, if you joined, comment and ask my thoughts on your entry. I have so many things I loved about each artwork, and I would love to let you know my thoughts on your entry. Huge thank you to everybody who joined. I plan on hosting another contest very soon to celebrate 7K, so keep your eyes open for that. And of course, I have not forgotten about the Aranea contest. If the winners could send me some refs, that would be much appreciated. I hope you all have an incredible rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you, and goodbye.